Let's go back to nearly 8 years ago, when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, the most powerful couple in Hollywood at that time, decided to file for divorce. It seemed like everything would be simple, but no one expected this to be the beginning of a troublesome and costly separation. Initially, both wanted everything to go smoothly, especially since they had 6 children together. However, this breakup quickly became more complicated and prolonged than expected. Disputes over child custody, assets, and the division of parenting time led to tense court sessions and several intense confrontations. Angelina Jolie, the devoted mother, always sought primary custody because she believed she could provide the children with a more stable and safe life. She also expressed concerns about Brad Pitt's behavior, particularly after some incidents on the family plane. Although Brad Pitt denied all allegations and consistently maintained that he was a good father, the legal battle continued. Brad Pitt, with his calm demeanor, was also not afraid to step back. He wanted the opportunity to be close to and care for his children, so he hired a top legal team to protect his rights. The determination from both sides caused legal costs to skyrocket, and it is recently estimated that the total expenses could reach a record-breaking figure in Hollywood. After nearly 8 years, the legal battle between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie is still not entirely over. Both have spent millions of dollars on court sessions, lawyers, and consultants. Although there were times when it seemed like everything would be resolved, new conflicts arose, prolonging the tension further. When mentioning complex divorces in Hollywood, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are undoubtedly the first names that come to mind. What led them to this unfortunate mistake? It might all have started in 2004 when the couple met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. At that time, Brad was married to Jennifer Aniston, and they were one of Hollywood's most beloved couples. Angelina Jolie, on the other hand, was often remembered for her wild image and had described herself as having had a dark childhood. Before meeting Brad, Angelina had already gone through 2 divorces. Her first husband was British actor Johnny Lee Miller, and her second husband was Billy Bob Thornton. In 2002, during her marriage to Billy Bob, the couple adopted Maddox, a child from Cambodia, but they abruptly split 3 months later. Talking about her divorce, Angelina said, "I was also surprised that overnight we completely changed. I think one day we no longer had anything in common. That was really scary." Divorce the right decision? Brangelina had caused controversy over their split through private and quiet legal proceedings in California, but in February 2017, Angelina spoke out about the divorce for the first time. She said, "We will get through this time and hopefully be a stronger family for it." According to court documents, Brad had not provided Angelina with meaningful support financially since the separation. Brad countered that he had loaned her $8 million plus $1.3 million for other bills. The following year, it was revealed that Angelina had allowed Brad access to the children, but they were still working on settling things amicably. Angelina stated she left Brad for the happiness of her family. "It was the right decision. I focus on healing our children. Now, they are very brave and strong members," she said. In December 2020, court proceedings began in Los Angeles over the custody of the 5 youngest children, as Maddox was then 19 years old and thus legally an adult. Pax was now 17, Zahara 16, Shiloh 15, and the twins Vivian and Knox were 12. After the divorce, Angelina Jolie's public appearances have often been accompanied by her children. Currently, Jolie's family of 7 draws attention as her children, including Shiloh, 18, Vivian, 15, Zahara, 19, and Maddox, 23, have all dropped their father's surname, Pitt, and kept Jolie. The couple's eldest daughter, Shiloh, garnered significant public interest when she filed to legally change her name to Shiloh Jolie on her birthday, May 27. Recently, Brad Pitt announced that he is ready to become a father once again because his girlfriend, Ines de Ramon, is still young. Pitt enjoys the prospect of building a new life with his girlfriend. He says Ines will be a wonderful mother, praising her patience, easygoing nature, and sense of humor. In other words, their relationship is going smoothly without many issues. Pitt plans to stay with his girlfriend for the long term. Brad Pitt's desire to have a child with his girlfriend is seen as an attempt to soothe the pain of being abandoned by Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, and Vivian. Despite his best efforts to repair his relationships with his current children, he has faced a disappointing outcome. Most recently, Shiloh, the daughter who once made Brad extremely proud, filed to remove her father's surname from her name. This decision left Brad shocked, saddened, and hurt. Ines has been a source of support for Brad as he continues to have conflicts with his children with Angelina Jolie. At her new age, Angelina Jolie has achieved success in the Broadway arena. The project The Outsiders, which she produced, received 12 Tony nominations, one of the 4 major American Arts Awards alongside the Oscars, Grammy, and Emmy. This includes 2 important categories, Best Musical and Best Direction. Her dedication to this project and her youngest daughter, Vivian, was noted by People. Vivian participated in the project as her mother's assistant and was a source of inspiration for Jolie to undertake the play. The actress described her daughter as a young artist who helps her colleagues wholeheartedly. In addition to Broadway, Angelina Jolie continues to contribute to the film industry. After Eternals, 2019, she is preparing to return to the silver screen with her role as Italian opera singer Maria Callas in Maria, expected to release this year. In March, Atelier Jolie, Jolie's sustainable fashion brand, collaborated with artist Chaz Guest to design an Oscar gown for writer Salika Jawad, wife of singer Jon Batiste. This marked Angelina Jolie's first time designing a red carpet outfit. Inspired by Jon Batiste's documentary American Symphony, Jolie aimed to incorporate hand-printed illustrations related to the work into the dress. She and Guest used the Japanese sumi fabric painting technique to complete the illustration of the conductor and orchestra on the back of the gown. Atelier Jolie, headquartered in Manhattan, New York, began operations in late 2023. In a September 2023 interview with Vogue, Jolie revealed that her children Zahara and Pax Thien helped her build the brand. Pax studied office design, while Jolie and Zahara searched for a location. In 2021, Angelina Jolie released the book Know Your Rights and Claim Them, a guide for youth to equip young people with the knowledge and skills to fight against social injustice. She collaborated with human rights lawyer Geraldine Van Buren, one of the original drafters of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1989. After her divorce, Jolie continued her extensive humanitarian work worldwide, meeting with leaders of various countries and territories or community activists. In 2018, Jolie and her daughters Shiloh and Zahara traveled to Jordan to meet Syrian refugees at the Zaatari camp as part of a United Nations program. She also took Shiloh to Cambodia, Maddox's birthplace, for cultural exchange and volunteer work. In June 2022, Angelina Jolie announced the production of the film Without Blood, an adaptation of Alessandro Barrico's novel on the theme of war. Jolie served as both director and screenwriter, with Maddox and Pax Thien assisting her as assistant directors. The film's release date has yet to be announced. On the red carpet, Jolie remarked, "What touches me the most is that the children always want me to be strong. They are very happy when they see their mother happy and healthy." Angelina Jolie was born into a family with a strong artistic tradition. She made her screen debut alongside her father, Jon Voight, in Lookin' to Get Out, 1982, and began acting in 1993 with Cyborg 2. She has won 3 Golden Globe Awards and 1 Academy Award. Jolie went through 2 marriages before marrying Brad Pitt in 2014 and divorcing 3 years later. Following their custody battle, she and her ex-husband became embroiled in a lawsuit over shares in a French estate, leading to disputes over confidentiality agreements before and after their divorce. Foreseeing media scrutiny of her mother, Shiloh hired a lawyer to handle the situation, keeping Angelina Jolie out of the matter. Regarding Shiloh's 4-year wait to sever ties with her father, sources indicate that it involves allegations of Brad Pitt's abuse. Shiloh felt that her rights as a victim to speak out were violated because she was not yet 18. Shiloh believes her father used legal means to prevent her from testifying about past incidents. She was not allowed to speak about what happened on the 2016 flight that led to the family's breakup, even though she wanted to. The Federal Victims' Rights Act states that victims have the right not to be excluded from court proceedings unless clear and convincing evidence shows that their testimony would be altered by observing prior proceedings. Shiloh always felt her victims' rights were violated, and Brad Pitt was the influence behind it. Hence, Shiloh decided to change her name as soon as she reached the legal age, the source added. The source also noted that Shiloh's swift legal name change to Shiloh Jolie was a way to respond to Brad Pitt and show support for her mother after years of silence. Despite the name change, Shiloh has no plans to pursue legal action against her father, feeling that the past is behind and has no more meaning. The new information behind Shiloh's sudden decision to drop her father's surname has left Brad Pitt increasingly humiliated. A month before Shiloh turned 18, Brad Pitt believed that his silent daughter during her parents' turmoil would side with him. Some sources even claimed that the actor prepared his home to welcome her. Public opinion has shifted from support to questioning the actor. Some people think Angelina Jolie is manipulative, but they also wonder how intense her influence must be for the children to completely turn against their father. To fully understand the issue, one must revisit what the Jolie Pitt family has disclosed to the media. A 2022 FBI report showed that Angelina Jolie had been trying for years to prove that Brad Pitt verbally and physically abused her and their children during the 2016 flight back home. Brad Pitt has consistently denied these allegations, and the Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, did not investigate the actor for allegedly hitting a child on the plane due to insufficient evidence. In a 2020 post criticizing Brad Pitt, Paxthene recounted the haunting flight, affirming that the 4 children present, including Shiloh, were trembling with fear witnessing their father's actions. Years later, as Brad Pitt's children have grown up, they still choose to stay with Angelina Jolie. In a 2023 interview, Jolie referred to her children as her motivation to keep going. "We have to heal the emotional wounds. There are so many things that my children and I need to mend," Angelina Jolie said. Whether Angelina Jolie is to blame or Brad Pitt is to be pitied is an outsider's perspective. Since the start of their legal battle and public attacks on each other, they have subjected themselves to audience judgment and media scrutiny, with campaigns aimed at undermining the other. Brad Pitt has spent over $10 million on litigation, covering lawyer fees and hiring a public relations team to devise strategies against Angelina Jolie. Of course, Angelina Jolie has not been idle either, as she has insisted that the children must stay with her. After all this, Brad Pitt must accept a bitter and somewhat harsh reality. Jolie might have to return 50% of the winery shares, amounting to $250 million, to Pitt, but the affection of the children will always belong to Angelina Jolie. This breakup has left many imprints on the hearts of fans, not just because of the fame of the two stars but also due to the dramatic and emotional developments. Although costly and stressful, perhaps the most important thing is that both Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are trying to provide the best for their children. We hope that one day, this battle will come to an end, and both can find true peace. And we, the followers, will always support them on the road ahead.